I listened to what you explained on Mark chapter 9 about the reason the disciples couldn't cast out the demon on the child. Uh, and the Lord also gives an explanation to them at the end when they ask him. I believe here in the same chapter, in verses 28, and when he was come into the house, his disciples asked him privately, why could not we cast him out? And he said unto them, this kind can can come forth by nothing but by prayer and fasting. Uh, how do you put in the prayer and fasting in the explanation of the reason?
Thanks, Leonardo. I have thought about that in this story, and I can share my thoughts, but perhaps others too can be a help. That would be great. I think it comes back to the reason that the disciples, the revelation, that the testimony that God had given, that the path now for me and for you, if you're going to follow me, is I'm going to suffer and die and rise again. And they couldn't accept that. And I think during the talk, we commented that you see in their responses that it was because their wills, their desires were set on their position and their portion, what they would get in that earthly kingdom. And when the Lord tells them this answer here, but by prayer and fasting, I believe he knew what they needed in order for their wills to be dealt with. In prayer and going to God and expressing their thoughts to him and hearing his thoughts, that is where they could come to see that it was their own will and not God's will that was influencing them. And fasting is it's setting aside your own natural needs, but it's a picture of that setting aside of what I want and what I need for what you would have, Lord. And so that's how I understand it, that the Lord was directing them to you need to set aside your own desires, your own will, and come to me in prayer so that your thoughts and desires would be according to my mind and not your own.